The open network test for Gundam Breaker 4 came out, which means everybody gets a chance to play it, and I wanted to give you my thoughts, but spoiler warning, I'm having a ton of fun with this game. So I want to start off with, I guess, the customization, as it kind of blew me away. First of all, the customization is very similar to Gundam Breaker 3. You've got your different patterns, you've got your different paints, you can customize all the different colors, the different weathering, the different metallic sheen of it, the roughness of it. Overall, it's just like very what we would expect from Gundam Breaker, and it's great, but there's even more. The very fun part of this game is you can adjust and scale and rotate and position every single part. Not just builder's parts, you can do this to your arms, your legs, your head, your backpack. You can make some absolutely ridiculous designs. I am obsessed with the customization in this game. It's everything I've ever wanted. They give you so much freedom to do just about everything, and it's so stellar. And also, when you apply a new part, it will automatically apply your paint job, which just makes things that much easier, as you don't have to then go into the new part and change the paint, which I believe I had to do in Gundam Breaker 3. I didn't find a way to, or I never knew the way to have it automatically apply a full mobile suit paint onto new parts. So this just makes it a ton easier to switch in and out new parts without needing to worry about the paints and everything. So if you're looking for a game that lets you kind of have the ultimate kit bashing experience and lets you kind of defy physical limitations of what you could do with Gunpla, then this is absolutely the game for you. There's really nothing like it in the customization space besides Mech Builder. I think is probably the closest, and I haven't had a ton of experience with that game, but I would say that Gundam Breaker 4's customization has blown me out of the water already, and I'm very happy to come up with some dumb shit, not only in the open network test, which I already have, but also in the full game. Once I get my hands on some F91 parts and some God Gundam parts, I'm going to make some goofy stuff. Now I want to talk about the combat and I guess the gameplay in general. First of all, the game is pretty standard from what we would expect from a Gundam Breaker. It's mission based, and you can make lobbies with up to 2 other people to join you, and then you can have 3 people just beating the piss out of random mobile suits. But it also has the bounty hunter mode, which lets you kind of specifically pick which mobile suits you want to kind of farm, I suppose. This bounty hunter mode was also pulling mobile suits from what I can only assume was the general population of the open network test, so you could see some really goofy stuff, and if someone in particular had a mobile suit that had a lot of specific parts that you wanted, you could specifically bounty hunt them, which was really cool. So lobby system, pretty standard stuff. Think Monster Hunter, prepare for a hunt, go on the hunt the mobile suits, get their parts. Sometimes you'll have to grind a few times to get the parts you want at the right level or the right rarity. Overall, just really standard good stuff. I won't talk too much about the network features. This is a network test, so I don't really expect them to be up to 100%. However, when I was able to get into a good lobby and I wasn't locked out of any of the network features or stuck in an infinite loading screen or something, it was actually a ton of fun. I was playing with what I can only assume were some folks in Japan, judging by their names and the kanji in their names, and the lag was not noticeable, if I'm being totally honest. We were fighting a big Grandpa Gundam, and it seemed to all be working as expected. There weren't any weird desync issues or anything, so from when I got it to work, the network seemed to be working pretty well. Now for the fun part, the combat. First of all, I'm going to once again liken this to Gundam Breaker 3. You have 4 EX skills, that's standard. You also have up to 8 optional part slots for your various weapons and various other skills, like your builder's parts stuff. And this is what Gundam Breaker 3 had. However, it took a little getting used to, but I do believe Gundam Breaker 4 has the better UI for this. In Gundam Breaker 3, you used to have to tap once or twice on the D-pad to switch to your optional weapons. Now you do it by holding R1, and then you have your standard face buttons are one of the 4 optional parts, and you can change the palette by using left or right on the D-pad. This makes choosing which optional skill to use infinitely easier, and I really enjoy this in combat. It makes using optional skills a little less clunky than it was in Breaker 3, and I'm all for it. There is also the addition of dual wielding. You can hold a left and right hand projectile weapon and a left and right hand melee weapon. I want to talk about the melee weapons in particular because it makes combos very, very fun. The melee weapons are divided into like melee weapon types. There's sabers and axes, and you kind of get the gist. And they have various different movesets on every different weapon. Some weapons, like some beam sabers, will have unique moves, like this one where you kind of flail the beam saber about and do a million billion damage and a million billion break damage, and it's very cool. And with the dual wielding, it lets you freeform a lot of combos. Your weapons are set to triangle for your right hand weapon and square for your left hand weapon. And you can kind of pretty freely use triangle and square to freeform a combo. So it's like 1 triangle press and then 4 square presses, or 3 triangle presses and 2 square presses, or 4 square presses and one. You get the gist, right? You can freeform a lot of combos, and it actually ends up being a ton of fun. A lot of weapons still have the addition of their Devil May Cry style launcher, where you fly them up in the air, and then a Devil May Cry style helm splitter. So the combat is just stellar. It's so much better than a lot of other games that I've played, and the fact that it likens so close to good hack and slash games like Devil May Cry is just absolutely stellar. Overall, I'm absolutely adoring this game. I cannot wait to pick it up on launch, and if you want to give it a shot, definitely download it on PlayStation 4, 5, or Switch for the open network test. It's going to be lasting, this video's on the 19th, there's going to be network tests today, the 20th and the 21st. Unfortunately, no network test on the PC, but it will be releasing the full version on the PC. But if you don't want to like commit to downloading the whole network test and everything, you can watch me stream it tonight if you're watching this video today, which odds are, I don't know, fairly high, I suppose. In any case, it's a ton of fun, and I'm very excited for the full release of this game.